Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Gita Ramadhanti from A1+. First of all, I would like to say thank you to our supervisor, Ma'am Riyanti, as our lecturer for ELT Curriculum course. This video was made to complete the final exam assignment from the ELT Curriculum course. In this video, I will explain several topics. Topic 1. The history of ELT curriculum in Indonesia. Since Independence Day, the government of Indonesia has placed English language teaching as one of the compulsory subjects in the schools. The government has played an important role in determining the school curriculum, textbooks, teachers, and so on. The first curriculum was introduced in 1945. It was a grammar translation-based curriculum. When the Dutch surrendered and were forced to leave the country, most of the English teachers also returned home. Due to the limited human and material resources, only local English teachers stayed and continued the program. As Darjo Wijojo 2000 and Sumardi 1993 have indicated, the teachers preferred grammar translation because it was suitable for large classes and cheap and only required grammatical mastery of the language. The second curriculum was introduced in 1958. This was an audio-lingual-based curriculum. This program increased the quality of teacher training due to a number of reasons. 50 students were selected through some tests each year. The curriculum was good and almost all of it concerned English. Moreover, the students stayed in a boarding house. However, there were still a disadvantage because the limited number of participants who joined the training. The next curriculum applied in Indonesia education in 1975 was the revised new style of audio-lingual-based curriculum. This was mostly focused on the achievement of a working knowledge in English. The Department of Education, as said by Jazadi 2004, argued that the structure-based audio-lingual 1975 curriculum was not successful because the curriculum did not support the achievement of the learning objective, so a new curriculum that encouraged communication, both receptive and productive, needed to be introduced. Later, in 1984, the new curriculum was launched, which was a structure-based communicative curriculum. This curriculum was considered to develop communicative skills. The structure-based communicative curriculum focused on the development of language skills, functions, and the mastery of vocabulary. The teaching method at the same time focused on memorizing the words. The Department of Education then revised the 1984 curriculum with the new curriculum, named the Revised Meaning-Based Communicative Curriculum in 1994. According to Jazadi 2004, the 1994 curriculum was found to be too difficult to use owing to the lack of connection among the curriculum competents. Moreover, the curriculum and its accompanying textbooks have not really attempted to accommodate learners' diverse needs and local context, as well as teachers' beliefs and judgments. And the last is Curriculum 2004. The competency-based curriculum, or KBK, has characteristics that emphasize the achievement of students' competencies both individually and classically, oriented towards learning outcomes and diversity. Learning activities use varied approaches and methods. Learning resources are not only teachers, but also other learning resources that fulfill educative elements. Topic 2. KTSP and Curriculum 2013. KTSP is a set of an operational curriculum which is complete and implemented by each educational unit to provide wide authority and scopes to schools to undertake and develop organizational variation in educational in accordance with the circumstances, potential, and needs of the region, as well as the condition of students. In an ELT context, this curriculum is helping Indonesian students as EFL learners, since the teaching and learning processes will pay more attention to the linguistic, cultural, religious diversity, and other potential differences among individuals. In fact, KTSP is aimed to enhancing students' communicative competence. However, several previous studies point to the implementation of KTSP in ELT still making teachers learning centers, and they highlight a lack of students' activities. The next is Curriculum 2013. The Curriculum 2013 is applying a scientific approach as it is basic learning approach and has three aspects of assessment. They are knowledge aspect, skills aspect, attitudes, and behavior aspect. Be a curriculum that can help learners to be more active and critical in learning English as a foreign language. Tantra 2013 said the 2013 curriculum is designed to follow the needs of the century. The learning paradigm has shifted. Students acquire knowledge because they are taught by a teacher to get knowledge by themselves. It is hoped that it will be a good bridge to help Indonesian students in facing the globalization era. Another plus point of the 2013 curriculum is this curriculum is not only focusing on knowledge, but also on effective aspects such as character building. Muhammad and Sapa Rahayuningsi 2016 state that the 2013 curriculum has character building as the focus since nowadays Indonesia is facing socio-cultural change. Topic 3. Curriculum content. These are criteria for selecting curriculum content. The first is validity. The content of the curriculum is valid if it promotes the outcome that it is intended to promote. It is also the authenticity of the subject matter or content selected. To make sure the topics are not obsolete, for this to be achieved, there should be a regular check on the curriculum content and replace if it's necessary. The second is self-sufficiency. The criterion helps learners attain maximum self-sufficiency at the most economical manner of or content selected. This is done when the students or learners are given the chance to experiment, observe, and carry out study field. The third is significance. The content is significant if it is selected and organized for the development of learning activities, skills, processes, and attitude that will be helped in solving the problem of the country. It also develops the three domains of learning, namely cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skills, and consider the cultural aspect of the learners particularly. The fourth is interest. The interest of the student should be considered in selecting content because student learns best if the subject matter is meaningful to them. It becomes meaningful if they are interested in it. The fifth is learnability. The content should be what the student can learn and should be within their experience. Teachers should apply theories on psychology of learning in order to know their subject are present, sequences, and organized to maximize the learner capacity of the students. The sixth is utility. This is the usefulness of the content in solving problems now and in future. It is more important in skills or procedural knowledge whereby learners can put what they have learned into practice life activities. And the last is consistency with social realities. This means that content should be chosen based on the facts that they relate to our present social needs, economics, and political situation. Topic 4. According to Cranky, 1987, there are 6 types of language teaching syllabus, including number 1. A structural or formal syllabus. It is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of the forms and structure, usually grammatical, of the language being taught. Number 2. A notional or functional syllabus. It is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of the functions that are performed when language is used, or of the notion that language is used to express. Number 3. Situational syllabus. It is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of real-life or imaginary situations in which language occurs or is used. A situational usually involves several participants who are engaged in some activity in a specific setting. The language occurring in the situation involves a number of functions combined into a plausible segment of discourse. Number 4. A skill-based syllabus. It is one in which the content of language teaching is a collection of specific abilities that may play a part in using language. Skills are things that people must be able to do to be competent in a language, relatively independently of the situation or setting in which the language use can occur. The primary purpose of skill-based instruction is to learn a specific language skills. A possible secondary purpose is to develop more general competence in the language, learning only incidentally any information that may be available while applying the language skills. Number 5. A task-based syllabus. In task-based instruction, the content of the teaching is a series of complex and purposeful tasks that the students want or need to perform with the language they are learning. The tasks are defined as activities with a purpose other than language learning, but as in a content-based syllabus, the performance of the task is approached in a way that is intended to develop second or foreign language ability. Number 6. A content-based syllabus. In content-based language teaching, the primary purpose of the instruction is to teach some content or information using the language that the students are also learning. The students are simultaneously language students and students or whatever content is being taught. The subject matter is primary and language learning occurs incidentally to the content learning. Content-based language teaching is concerned with information. Topic 5. Developing a course syllabus. The developed syllabus is designed by referring to the sub-skills on IQS parameters, which are integrated in the learning strategies. The syllabus contains the course description, the course objective, the course standard competence, the indicators, the learning objective, the list of the topics or materials, the teaching strategies, the assessment, the teaching aids, and the time allotment. Topic 1. Grammar translation and audiolingual method were applied in teaching English in Indonesia up to early 1980s. So the similarities between these two methods are unique for their fundamental basic, as one has been developed based in the traditional teaching technique, which has been used to teach Latin and Greek. In learner roles, grammar translation methods, the students are only the passive receiver of the knowledge instructed by the teacher. In the audiolingual method too, the students play a passive role as they don't have any control over the content or the method of learning. The students are mere imitators of the teacher's model. Their sole objective is to follow the teacher's direction and response as precisely and as promptly as possible. And for the differences are, grammar translation method is an older one which used to translate the text word by word in the native language of the learner. In simple, it holds the hand of the learners to pass him through the process of translating the text mutually to learn the second language, whereas audiolingual method is also known as oral method. It is based on listening and speaking drills. Audiolingual method implies listening and repetition of the text given. In some situations, these methods are useful. First, the grammar translation method. The grammar translation method has been practiced so widely and has survived for so long its main advantages. First, many schools still have classes with large number of students. GTM is one of the most effective methods in teaching a large class as it is a teacher-centered method. Next, the translating of the text into the first language L1 technique helps learners to fully understand the text and avoid any misunderstanding. Then, audiolingual method is the first language learning method which is grounded on a solid theory of language learning. It provides the opportunity to learn correct pronunciation and structure. This method made it possible to teach large groups of learners. It puts stress on listening and speaking skills. Topic 2. In the period of 1980s up to now, communicative language teaching (CLT) has been claimed to be used in teaching English in Indonesia. CLT can stand for long period of time because the first is when it was in Curriculum 1984, when the communicative approach was first adopted into the English language teaching curriculum in Indonesia. At that time, despite claims so, the implementation was commented far from communicative. It was proven from the syllabi and textbooks that they still had a strong sense of audiolingual approach. To respond to this criticism, the communicative-based curriculum has undergone several revisions. And how CLT developed since then? It started in Curriculum 1994, meaning best, after the government began to include local content into the curriculum. It aimed to let the learning become meaningful, as the name suggests. In this curriculum, reading became the main priority of the learning objective. Then, it was completed in the Curriculum 2004, competency-based. Characteristic was its focus that intended to develop the communicative competence for both oracy and literacy. Standard competences and indicators were used as criteria to indicate whether the students had reached the learning outcome or not. Those who met the criteria were awarded to pass the English subject and vice versa.